So here we are for round 3. We're 2-0, playing against Nagi Bultra. Can't win a die roll today. It's okay. We've got good mana and some creatures and ways to protect them. Seems solid. Got Island. Play Trailblazer next turn. What? He got up to 1 lander? This guy's crazy. What's he thinking? Anyway, we just play our tap lands. Oh wow, rips the mountain. Best possible draw for him, probably. Play a Scourge Mark. Only really get punished by Voyage's End, but it's gonna get us sometimes, so it might as well get us right away. And if he didn't do it right there, there's no way he has it. So, boom. Beatdowns. What is going on? Did he just discard? He must have misclicked. Discarded an island and then scooped. That's unfortunate. Sorry to hear that. But he probably couldn't beat this card anyway. I just leave God's Willing open if he tries to bounce it, and then I have Snakeskin if he tries to use like multiple burn spells on it or something. So same plan against Izzet. Bring in the Hopeful Eidolon. Take out the Bondkin and something else. You know, even during the course of a tournament, my sideboard plans might change within the same tournament, depending on what happens. As you can see, I'm still all about having 1 Bondkin in here. So this hand's not very good, but I'll keep it. Find a white. Trailblazer is like the perfect draw. So now we can really go off next turn. We're probably going to play Defiant Strike this turn, because we can still protect it with feet. So yeah, I was thinking about Scourge Marking, and then I thought, oh shoot, I can't protect it. If he has like Griptide or Voyage's End. So I'd rather Defiant Strike instead. And instead of Scourge Marking, again, I want to protect against the bounce spell. Which he does have. Interesting. I don't know why I wouldn't do that in response to the... I guess because he saves damage. So I can protect it now. And it's one of those things where, yeah, he probably just has another one. He does. But at least we get to definitely resolve some creatures. Figure he can't have the 3rd Voyage's End, so I might as well draw my card now. And hopefully put it out of range. Okay. I don't know what I decided it in then. I left the Bondkins in. Divination, okay. That's pretty good for me. That lets me do stuff this turn. So I'm just growing him. I figure my plan is just I can just grow this guy and protect him. Again, he didn't have Voyage's End last turn, so he had to have drawn it. He does, which is brutal for me, so maybe not the best, but at least I got this student out there still. Figure I play another student. Beat down. Don't really care about protecting him. Whatever, just play Bondkin, just play some guys. Alright, Bondkin dies, that's fine. I'm fine with the Bondkin dying, it's like my worst card. So, he's not playing anything, so he must have something. Alright, he doesn't like the Trailblazer at all, so he's saving the Nullify for that. So now I can beat down. Should probably Defiant Strike here. I guess I don't because he could respond with lightning strike, and I don't want that. And then I wouldn't be able to protect with feet. So here it's like, yeah, pretty sure him killing that guy is totally fine with me. 3 of horns, alright, this is going to be tough. Chosen by Heliod's a good start. Gets my prowess going and activates my guys. God's Willing is great. Alright, so now I get to beat down. And he's probably scared to block because he knows his guys are going to die if he blocks. If I have any spell. But when he doesn't block, I mean, this is, 3 extra damage right there. When he was already taking 4, so now he's taking 7 down to 5. So I figure I don't need to protect anything with God's Willing anymore. I can just play my creatures out. Because he has to play like Rise of Eagles or Flurry. He can't play like removal, removal, removal. He's used too much already. It's not likely that he has it. Yeah, so he has Griptide for my one guy. Sure, that's pretty good. And Magma Spray, okay. That is pretty good too. Well, I still have one guy left, and he only has 1 color of blockers, so at this point, I can Hopeful Eidolon my guy. That triggers Prowess, because it's a non-creature spell. And I can attack. And he can either chump, because I can't God's Willing and, give Pro Red and hit him down to 1 and then not have my guy protected. That would be bad. I guess that wouldn't be too bad if, say, he Griptides or bounces my guy. Then the very next turn I can just like go Pro Red on my Hopeful Eidolon and kill him when he's at 1 life. But again, if he has any removal spell or any bounce spell in addition to that, or if he plays, yeah, basically just that, then it would be bad. So I figure I might be able to sneak in the damage, and I do. So that puts him to 2. That's a really precarious situation for him to be in, because now I have God's Willing to protect against the bounce spell that he would play, or removal spell this turn. Up. And he's just dead because he only has 1 color blocker. The fact that he doesn't attack at all is also pretty crazy. But at that point, I can just upkeep God's Willing, and that's game. So again, the protection spells so far are kind of the most important thing against these blue-red control decks. And when you get them, they have a hard time dealing with them, even though he dealt with a lot of my threats. He, Voyage's End and Nullified and Lightning Strike, a ton of things. One problem he had is he never drew Treasure Cruise. He only divinated, so he only drew 2 cards that game. He ended the game with 41. I ended the game with 39. I drew off of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I drew 5 cards and took a land out with Wild. So I was able to end the game a little ahead of him on card quality. And that's, when the aggro deck is advantaged against these control type decks. Alright, so we made, we went in to the top 8 at 3-0 from the Swiss as the number 1 seed. So we'll be back with the top 8 playing the 8 seed next.